In this video, we will be discussing a highly divisive topic, and I fully expect to be criticized for our discussion. It all hinges on whether or not Ripple is in it for the money to make us rich. We will discuss every aspect of Ripple and XRP. Despite the sentiment shown in this video, many in our community still don't think Ripple needs to increase the price of XRP. Ripple also employs XRP as a fundraising tool. In this video, we'll discuss this more. Stay for the last few minutes, though, because I have some fresh new clips about Ripple's link and central banks that I think you'll find incredibly fascinating. If I were to start this video, I'd like to start with the most controversial part. And before I start, I want to mention how much respect I have for King Solomon, so if you see this video, you won't take me the wrong way. I'm making this movie because I think it's a fascinating topic. I don't mean to imply that you or I are incorrect, rather, I'd like to have this conversation because this topic comes up frequently in the XRP community, and because you and I have different views on it. The tweet he sent is what spurred me to respond, so that's where I'll start. Once I've summarized our conversation, you all can determine where you stand on the issue. Finally, King Solomon took to Twitter to tell everyone to put the hashtag Ripple out of their minds and instead focus on XRP. There are many reasons why the network itself will not go down in history books. The purpose of Ripple is not to make you rich if it is not adopted outside of Ripple. I agree with the most of what he stated both then and now when I think about it. If the XRP ledger is to become significant in the future, I believe it must see widespread adoption beyond the Ripple ecosystem. And I do think we are making progress in that area right now. However, I disagreed with him on one thing. And that was when our argument began. Rippling has no motive to enrich us. Having stated that, I'd like to quickly go over my response. I claimed that Ripple has a monetary incentive to improve our lot because doing so improves theirs as well. Ripple and its co-founders are the biggest XRP whales. They're just as interested in a premium XRP token as we are. And the main reason I said that is because the value of the 45 billion XRP in Ripple's bank account is highly correlated with the price of XRP, yet you're telling me that it doesn't matter to them if XRP is worth $1 or $10. They are either a $1 S&P 500 company or a $1 American corporation, but at $10 billion in market cap, they are among the world's most valuable companies. They're much stronger than us. Obviously, Ripple cares about the XRP price since it affects the value of their company. The co-founders also presumably give serious consideration to XRP's worth. It's common knowledge that money can't buy happiness, regardless of how much of it you have. Almost single billionaire will attest to the fact that you want us to keep becoming wealthy. So, it's clear to me that the Ripple co-founders are unhappy with XRP. Right now, they're hoping for XRP prices to go up. For the same reason that everyone wants to get rich, we hope XRP will continue to rise. To begin, let me add that I am optimistic, and that both of Ripple's original creators and I hope to see the value of XRP expand. We are everyone aware that the Ripple's company finds XRP to be more liquid at both higher and lower prices. As a result, a higher price for XRP will improve the efficiency of the entire network and of Ripple's business model as a whole. The liquidity of the network has significantly risen. This is the first and most important part of the argument I'm trying to make. The creators of Ripple are committed to seeing XRP's value rise. In the similar vein, Ripple might increase the price of XRP for strategic reasons. My bag is being pumped too, by the way. Since I have an investment in the XRP network, I share in your enthusiasm for seeing the XRP price rise. Thus, I question whether Ripple has any incentive to make me wealthy. $1 million and a visit to my house with the words "Here you go, we like you" would serve no purpose for them. Please accept $1 million. I want the same asset's value to rise as you do now, which means they have an incentive to pump it. And so does every other organism in this system. We're all invested in seeing XRP rise in value. In fact, King Solomon asked this very question after learning that XRP was being called a security. To put it simply, XRP is now a security. For my benefit, if Ripple wishes to increase it. Having a mutual interest is not the same as working together on a project. Moreover, I completely disagree with that. I won't bother getting into the legal arguments now, because they don't matter. This component is missing from the Howey test. It's possible that the world's largest gold miner and I would both like to see gold's value rise, since doing so would boost profits and raise the price at which I sell my gold. Due to this, gold cannot be considered a safe investment. It has zero significance. In sum, I believe it is critical to recognize that Ripple absolutely has an incentive consistent with what we seek. No, I'm not attempting to prove that I'm right and you're wrong. XRP's success is everyone's goal. Everyone hopes that XRP will continue to rise in value. And I just think it's important to understand, since many people vilify Ripple and pretend they don't care about XRP's price. They are just trying to dump XRP into the market. And I am totally against it as well. To be clear, I do not believe that King Solomon says or even implies this. This is something that many people believe, yet it's vital that you understand it. Ripple is an ambitious startup with the potential to revolutionize the entire financial services sector. They plan to restructure the entire financial infrastructure and will need a large sum of money to do so. In order for them to fix this issue, XRP needs to be priced significantly higher than $1. A day will come when hundreds of billions, if not trillions, of dollars will be needed, necessitating a higher price for XRP. Put another way, it simplifies matters greatly. Take the recent Ripple SEC case we handled. After paying up to $200 million for regulatory permission from the SEC, Ripple promptly repaid the punishment. Even though Ripple suffered slightly more since XRP is lower, these attacks would persist even if XRP were significantly higher. They're breaking up the financial cartel. So as to. Ripple's aims are admirable, and we should give them as much money as possible to make them a reality. The rising value of XRP is desired by all. The main reason I wanted to bring this up is that I think it's a mistake that a lot of people make. In addition, I frequently see people who, like me, hope that the price of XRP will continue to rise. This, however, has not occurred as of yet. Considering our course of action, I fear that something of such sort is imminent. Now, the first thing I wanted to show you is that he recently learned that Ripple works with more than 30 central banks to slightly change the subject. This accounts for almost 20% of all national central banks, guys. I don't know what else to say to illustrate the direction of this market. Ripple is a brand new company. These CBDC tokenization platforms are in their infancy. Of the world's central banks, 20% already work with them. A mere observer. Based on this, I can confidently say that Ripple will be an integral part of the future economy. The next step is partnering with wealthy individuals in order to attract substantial investment into these systems. Central banks need to tokenize their assets, which might be worth hundreds of trillions of dollars. Some kind of these assets will eventually be available on public blockchains. And right now, Ripple is positioning itself in the XRP ledger to handle a significant percentage of that action. To round up this movie, I'd want to play a completely other segment. Actually, I pointed you in the direction of the CEO's talk about the liquidity center. This is also not really pertinent to the topic at hand. However, the mystery remains high. I think it will teach you a lot about liquidity hubs and reaffirm your belief that we should listen to Joe Endosa. When he opens his mouth, he's got a brilliant brain. He often applies very peculiar logic to everyday situations. Keep this in mind, it will undoubtedly pique his interest. Big businesses, especially banks, like Bank of America, will be relied upon to handle financial dealings, in my opinion. If I were in Ripple's place, I'd be working on incorporating Liquidity Hub into the RippleNet product right now. Therefore, I think the timing of the creation and release of Liquidity Hub is both fortuitous and probably entirely intentional. This means that all customers of RippleNet, including Bank of America, must use the Liquidity Hub to acquire and manage their XRP position, which can only be done over an ODSL connection. Liquidity Hub, in its simplest form, is a massive smart router engine that supplies all of the accounts at global liquidity venues that Ripple has built. Any exchange with sufficient depth of liquidity already takes that into account. Bank of America can sign up as a customer of Liquidity Hub and decide to transact a certain amount of XRP, say $1 billion worth. I can then input that figure into Liquidity Hub, and it will break down $1 billion into fractions, calculating the best average acquisition price for XRP across all exchanges. Right, so the XRP on all the exchanges to obtain Bank of America the best deal, and I'll never need to be in a situation where I'm actually stealing XRP from Ripple. I turn around and head in the opposite direction, routing my sell order and returning to cash, because that's what I want to do. I'm accomplishing it via these many interactions. If that's the case, all Ripple has to do is hand out XRP by means of those conversations. After monitoring the XRP available on each of these markets constantly, it plans to sell XRP on some exchanges to boost supply. From a strategic standpoint, I found his analysis to be one of the most in-depth I've recently heard on the topic of liquidity hubs and its knock-on effects. I now have a much better understanding of the potential uses of liquidity hubs. Finally, I'll go over how Ripple is marketing this suite of goods to financial institutions. As an illustration, let's use Joe's Bank of America scenario from the video. As a result, I'm convinced that Ripple is a revolutionary business that offers the core components of the financial system of the future, making XRP the de facto center of the cryptocurrency market. Please remember to like and subscribe if you found this update entertaining. See you later, bye.